Okay, now in this module, in this part of the video, what we're going to do is we're going to really get into the actual details of the four personalities. So I want you to, number one, I want you to be thinking about yourself. If you had circled, for example, if you had circled Dominator on the worksheet, does that really fit for you as you learn more about the Dominator? Would you continue to keep yourself in the Dominator quadrant, or possibly you would move yourself to another quadrant? Number two, it's also helpful if you think about people that are in your life, a spouse, a significant other, your children, people that you work with, people in your downline, people in your sales organization. If you think of, as I'm going through these characteristics, if something pops out at you and you say, oh, that's totally my boss, or that's totally my husband or my wife, that's who they are, it'll help you to start to understand the different temperaments and to understand the different personalities. So the first one that we're going to talk about is the Dominator. The Dominator, obviously, and by the way, in the Durkin system of personality profiling, we use words that immediately tell us who a person is, as opposed to words that we have to try to figure out, or what the label means. My labels should immediately tell you that the person who is a Dominator, you should get pretty quickly that they are a person who's a dominant personality. So let's talk about, first of all, as they're talkative and organized, as we described before. Again, this person has an ability to speak. They like to speak. They will use words to convey their communications, their feelings, and also, wow, they would use words to communicate. That's an amazing. You must have gone to Sherlock Holmes University, MJ. Anyway, I are a professional speaker. They're talkative and organized. And let's talk about what these people really want most out of life. And if you can fill in your worksheet and fill along here so that you remember, this will help you to remember more. But what Dominators want most is they want power and control. Dominators want power and control. They like to be powerful. They like to be in control of things. They don't like people who try to wrest control from them, who try to tell them what to do. They will resist tremendously. And if you understand what each personality wants the most, then you can start to understand that you need to adjust your selling style, your negotiating style with each person. And so you can imagine that with a Dominator, to do anything that would try to, for example, to be in a sales situation and say, grab something off of their desk and try to show them something, or do anything that would affect their power and control, is a move that will cause disrapport. Now, disrapport is not a word. It's an MJ Durkin word. But the real key here, and make a note of this on your sheet, your job is in bonding with people, your first job is to not create disrapport. And so again, being able to identify the personality will then allow you to say, well, wait a minute, if I was to do certain things or act certain ways to a certain personality, they literally will find me abrasive, offensive, or at the very least say, for some reason, I don't like that salesperson or that relationship marketer or that manager for that matter. Dominators want power and control. Now, the characteristics of the Dominator, you've heard for years through a different personality system that Dominators are type A personality. We all kind of know, I think this was from the Myers-Briggs psychological profiling, that the quote-unquote type A person was also sometimes known as the driver. And we'll talk about this later, I think also known as the choleric. But the the type A personality is a person that gets things done. Dominators are natural leaders. If you want to get something done, if you want to get a project done, if you want to get some fundraising done, if you want to get the sale made, if you want to get the division started, give the job to a dominator. They will get it done. Their motto, like Nike, is just do it. They are action-oriented people. They are natural-born leaders. They will get projects done. They are very proactive. If you want to get something implemented, you may say to yourself, I'm the kind of person that takes charge in a group situation, in an organizational setting, in a business setting, even in a community setting. I'm the one who raises their hand, volunteers, and gets the project done, does the fundraising, coaches the soccer team, and by the way, wins and crushes all the competition. Dominators get things done. They are natural born leaders. Now, the problem with dominators is that they usually leave a bloody trail behind them. They usually will, as they're getting things done, will not be incredibly caring or worried about other people's feelings. Of course, it's one of the reasons that dominators are so good at getting things done is because they don't care about other people. And of course, if you're getting things done and you're implementing things and you're making things happen, invariably you might hurt some feelings or offend some people. So the thing that dominators typically have to think about in their interpersonal communications is, even though they're getting everything done, are they wiping out everybody? Are they ticking everybody off? In many cases, as a natural leader to get things done is not necessarily a leader who can get consensus and get people to come together. The dominator kind of charges forward and make stuff happen. Again, I want you to understand there is no right or wrong to these labels. I'm just, who you are is who you are. I happen to have a very high dominator personality on the talkative side. And it's one of the things that allows me to be a good speaker. It's allowed me to write 8 books. My dominator is something that allows me to get things done and to move forward, and also is good for me from a speaking stage. If I'm in front of 3,000 or 10,000 people, the dominator is that aura, that personality that comes through that says, I know what I'm doing. I'm in charge. Listen to me. So this is the dominator personality. And usually, it's pretty easy to see the dominators in our life. Maybe somewhat harder to determine that we are one. And again, dominators, if they've worked on certain issues, if they've learned how to tone things down. I know in my own life, where I've come in the last 20 to 25 years, I've certainly been able to tone down my dominator and to leave less of a bloody trail. At the same time, some people will say to me, geez, you were kind of harsh. You were kind of abrasive. I don't like the way you spoke to me. Yes, the party did come off great and the food was on time and everybody had a great time. But, you did kind of blast us a little bit when we, and I've learned how over the years to kind of temper that and to not speak harshly. But really, for me, it's just getting things done. And so if you're a dominator, you may relate to that. If you're not a dominator, you probably think the dominator can be a real jerk, and that definitely is the case. The positive nickname, and I'm going to just do the positives for right now. I'll come back to the quote-unquote negative nicknames. But the positive name for a dominator is a leader. Everybody likes a leader. A leader is a good thing. Leadership is a great thing. And certainly people that get things done are leaders. And so the idea of someone being a leader. Now, again, you may be able to see this personality in yourself. Now, you may have said, well, I'm not that concerned about power and control. If I'm being controlled, I'm not crazy about it. It doesn't make me nuts. I'm okay if someone else wants to take the lead. If you're a true dominator, believe me, somebody telling you to do something, like a salesperson telling you to do something, will definitely rub you the wrong way and cause disrapport. So number one, you determine whether or not you are a dominator, and also look around in your life for other people in your life. Now, you may look at one of your family members, a friend, a neighbor, a work associate. For some of you, some of these people will jump right out. You'll be like, "Oh, that's totally so and so, and that's who they are." And I always knew that they ticked everybody off. But boy, if we wanted to get the company picnic done, or to open up that new territory, always give it to this person. They want the power and control. They're the quote unquote type A. They're the driver. They'll get it done, and you instantly recognize that person, and perhaps you instantly recognize yourself as the dominator. It should be fairly apparent to you if you're a dominator.